Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to City Skylines. I have just had a warning for a thunderstorm, which means that we're, there we go, about to lose...
The thunderstorm is battering the city.
Battering.
Stay indoors until the storm has passed.
Yeah, we're about to lose all of our power. Because all it seems to do, thunderstorms, is they just go around and they destroy all of the power. They don't seem to do a great deal else. You know, we do get some other little bits of damage, but yeah. So let's have some fast time on this one and just hurry up and let it do what it's going to do, and then we can see what the damage is afterwards. I don't know. I don't know how bad this is going to get. We've got a load of stuff going down over here. It's a job to tell at the moment. We've literally just got to sit it out. So while we're waiting for that one to do its thing, I said that I would have some more districts that I needed to name for people who have become Frithguardians and have been entered into the Great Book of Names. Now, the thing with this is that there's not actually that many new people to put into the Great Book of Names. I've got Dog Rocket right here, who is one of them. There we go. And I've got two more. There are several other people who have chosen to support me this month on Patreon, but they've all selected that they don't want any reward, no recognition. Which is, like, it's absolutely amazing that they've chosen to support me. It's absolutely incredible, but it does mean that I'm not allowed to publicly thank them. I've got to leave it with zero recognition. And I gotta be honest, I do struggle with that sometimes because, you know, it doesn't matter what the amount is. The fact that somebody is choosing to support me is, to me, it's always absolutely amazing. But when they choose to do so and then, you know, wish to remain anonymous, which is absolutely fine, but it does mean that I'm not allowed to publicly thank them. And I just feel like I'd really like to publicly thank them. So I will publicly thank anybody that has chosen to support me on Patreon. It's absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much. Even if I'm not allowed to identify exactly who you are, I still think it is absolutely amazing of you and absolutely wonderful, and I am incredibly grateful for it. So this person here is Jeremy Hall. There we go. And we've also got over here one more who is Smoodolini. Smoodolini. There we go. So we have Smoodolini, Jeremy Hall, and Dog Rocket over here. Now, we do have a bit of a power shortage now because we have had some damage by the storm. I just got to find the damage now, and there is some of it right there. So if we take you out and go to there, and then that's gonna have to sort of be brought up. So actually, if I just connect that one in straight onto that one, there, like that, that'll join it in together, and then I can do the same here. Just join that one in together, and that should connect that back up again. We got one more here that we also need to do, which has gone through there, and right, that's power restored on that part. I've got... oh, I got one damaged power line there, which I don't actually need now. That one can go. So if I get rid of that power line there, I could also put that into a little bit of extra zoning in there. So we don't need that one. It will just run from here now at the back. I'm looking around to see if we got... I don't know if we got any more. I don't think there is. Those there we've now taken care of. And the storm didn't spread much further than that. That was about the limit of where the storm went. Don't see anything down this way. We've got one abandoned building that'll quickly be demolished by a mod that we've now got active. And nothing over here. Oh, hang on. What's this? Yes. We've got one line over here, except this was kind of like an added redundancy line that I put in there. So we're literally just waiting on that to be rebuilt at some point, but there's nothing there that we need to concern ourselves with. If we go back into the power section a minute... No, I don't see anything else. I'm pretty sure that seems to be about it. It doesn't seem to have been too bad, actually. Most of the storm was actually outside of the city this time round, which does make life a lot easier for us. So, in our districts down here, now I said last time that this was going to sort of be a wealthy part of town, but when you think about it, it can't really be. It's, you know, underneath all of these bridges and stuff like this, that wouldn't be the location for a wealthy part of town. This is going to be a sort of mid to low income area of town, I would guess. That would be my guess there. This would remain being the wealthy part of town. We've got suburbs over here that are fairly wealthy. We've got some more suburbs and high-rise in here. And then we've got sort of the main city in here with the expensive apartments and stuff like that. And then over here we've got Poorside, which is lots of expensive apartments and stuff all crammed in together with very little actual city planning and very little care for pretty much anything that goes on there. We will be expanding this out a little bit more, but we're not going to do that yet, because at the moment we've got zero demand whatsoever for any housing, and no new housing seems to be being built at the moment. What we do have is some more demand for commercial zoning. So I'm going to add in some commercial zoning. I'm going to put in some more high density, and we're going to fill in a little bit more of this. We will eventually fill all of this in for commercial zoning. I'm going to do one more, I think. Do one more zone up here. Get that one and a bit down there as well. Right, that's that one done. That'll all fill in there. That then, once that balance is achieved, I did see it just start to creep up a little bit there on demand for industrial zoning, which does suggest that we're starting to fill up the last of the spaces over here. Or at least they are wanting to start filling up the last of the spaces. We'll get to them eventually. We've got fires springing up all over the place over here. That's not so good. Right. Probably because we don't actually have any fire services. So if we put some fire services down there, that might make a little bit of a difference. There we go. Let's instantly change things around. Dog Rocket over here seems to have a very poor record when it comes to fire. I'm going to put another one up on the top there, just to help that out. That should also improve the situation a little. Much less likely to have fires breaking out now. And also the oil should be... Well, I've been told that it extracts fairly quickly. It doesn't... Yeah, it does. Look at this. The oil is pretty much gone now. We've extracted most of that. We'll leave it go for a little bit longer, but that's going to be most of the oil gone from there. And then we can see about changing that over to something a little bit different in there. I'm not quite sure what we're going to build there, but it's going to be a bit different than what it is now. So we've got zero demand left now for any kind of buildings. The commercial districts over here are expanding, and they're doing quite nicely. I'm not really sure that we've got... Yeah, we do. I was just thinking, the garbage connection down to here, that seems to work all right at the moment. There's no sort of big warnings coming up for garbage. The main issue that we were having was over on this island, is the prison. There always seems to be, like the prison vans have multiple problems. They've got dead people waiting for transport and garbage. It seems to be the garbage keeps piling up there. And there's not a lot that we can do about it. I've got a direct link from here over to the garbage pit, and it's still not being picked up. So I'm not really sure what else we can do about that one. We'll have to wait and see, just kind of fill it in as and when we can. We're starting to get a few houses now building in the actual gorge, right down in the gorge down the bottom. Some of them building in here, some of the small ones. Look, we're building up on the edges of the cliffs. We've got this one here right on the edge of the cliffs. I love when they do this. I love when they actually start building right on the cliffs. I think it's very, very cool. Something that we don't have in here is any kind of area like this. I've got those up there, which just sort of make people happy up the top. But I got nothing down the bottom. Absolutely nothing at all. So there's something that we want to put in here, and I quite like the idea of putting in the Japanese Zen garden in here somewhere if we can fit it in. It's quite cool having one of those, I think. So we'll put one in there. That's going to certainly improve the happiness levels of a lot of people that are living right down in the bottom here. I will put another Zen garden down there. That's going to improve some happiness levels. And then we don't just want to do that. We'll have a tropical garden as well. It's not like we don't have the greatest sort of selection of things that we're putting in here this time, but I think they're doing all right. So we'll take those. But another thing that we don't have is, what is this? This is monuments. Oh, I see. Right, yeah, we got to unlock these. Construct the expo center to get the space elevator. Construct the tax office. You've got to construct the various different items in here in order to be able to get them. Fill 7 instances of cemetery. We don't have these unlocked. I can unlock them. I do have I can go and get a mod and just unlock everything. But I'm thinking that we ought to put in the odd item here and there that we've not used at all yet. Just because we can. We put a zoo in over here somewhere. There. I put a zoo in right there. There we go. Right there in the middle of nowhere, we've now got a zoo. And we'll have a look through here. So all of these... Actually, no, there's one there. Bird and Bee Haven. 5,000 squares of self-sufficient building specialization. Self-sufficient building specialization? I don't even know what that is. Plaza of the Dead. I'm thinking, actually, what I'd like to do is all the rest of the monuments that I've got here. I want to build a... just like a location where I'm going to put every single one of them down. And I'm not gonna spread them out. I'm gonna like crowd them all in together. We do want a pyramid. What, a pyramid? I just read pyramid. That's why I read the word pyramid. It confused me. We do want a like a train station going to it so that we can have tourists going there. But I was thinking I could put all of those things all in one location. Something like this. Just have all of them there. None of the others, none of them like in the city, or no more anywhere in the city. I've got a couple of little bits in the city here and there. But just have all of those in one location and absolutely nothing else to go with it. We'll work on that. I don't think we'll do it today, but we will come to that. Now, Poorside over here is slowly filling up, and it's actually doing quite well. We've got... all of these buildings are now being used. So we don't have, like, the masses of abandoned buildings anymore. I'm getting 400 additional people coming to the city every week. At the moment, I got no demand for anything. But housing is starting to fill up here in the valley down here as well. It's actually all starting to fill up. And power is now going all the way down, except for that one little bit right there, which will need some houses built along that bit. But, I mean, that's a minor little detail there. I got that zoo right there. One visitor. Okay. Just one. We will come back to that. So, our valley is filling up. We got the gorge filling up down there. We've got this massive area over here of commercial specialization. That's the commercial bit there. And if you look for the 6-lane highway there, these two each side, these are the office buildings. We've got some business planning to one over-educated worker. So we've got several office buildings there. Now, how is the fire situation? Fire's actually pretty good over here. We don't really have any problems. I would like to add in some additional fire protection over on this side, which I'm going to do. I'm going to move that down a little bit, go towards the rail down there. Put that one in, and that's going to drastically boost everything up like that. Then I will go here and the police presence as well. I'm going to put that one... the other side. I'm going to drop that one in there like that. And then power. You know what? I think what we'll do, in order to be able to just... so I don't have to worry about loads, you know, more power lines still, which I don't really want. I'm going to go to the parks and the plazas, like this. And we are going to put in Now, the dog park right there, that is entertainment value 125. The botanical garden, I really like this one. Like the idea of this one. It looks like sort of Kew Gardens. So I'm going to drop that one down there. And then that will be able to be used later on by the districts that we build up over here near Silver Fennekin and McStallion and Rhytisepulus. And they will... That'll sort of help to take care of that district as well as time moves on. Something that has been suggested is that we get a rogue scientist at some point who does some rather crazy things with the meteorites, because we have the technology now that we can drop meteorites in pretty much anywhere that we want them, which is absolutely brilliant, and it does work really well. But we've got to do some more work on this. We've got to do a little bit more work on it still. So it may not be entirely accurate, but if we did get a rogue scientist suddenly turn up, we're going to have some serious problems in this area. In all of it, we're going to have major problems. Still going up by 500 people per week. This is good because it's filling up all of this district down here with buildings. And I want that to keep filling up. Jeremy Hall and Smoodelini are getting plenty of people moving in. And then over here, Dog Rocket, we've got a little bit of trash. We're going to need to change the specialty of this pretty soon. We've got a little bit of oil left over here. The odd little patch. And there's some over here, so I don't think we want to change it just yet. But pretty soon... all of these specializations, we got all of this, they're going to be running out of stuff to sell. We're going to have extracted all of the oil from the ground, and there's not going to be any for them to do anything with, so they're going to have to be buying in the oil rather than sending the oil away anywhere. Because, I mean, look at this. Returning to facility. What about you? Returning to oil truck. Wait a minute. Are you... what are you doing now? Bob's Plastic Bags. Are we buying oil in? Importing oil products. We're importing oil now. We're no longer extracting Plastic Perfection down there. Am I extracting oil anywhere? This one here is... pumping is up. So they're extracting oil out of the ground. And you are there. But what about, like, these over here? Not operating. Pumping is up. That. See, that one there is not operating anymore. That one's done. Just refined oil. But you got 5 overeducated workers. That's fine. We don't mind overeducated workers, but you're not pumping out at all. And the problem with this is they've run out of oil in the ground, and so all of these that aren't pumping anymore, they're buying oil in at the station over here. And that means it's going to be costing us a fortune. I'm not sure that we want oil specialization at all here anymore. We've got this little bit up here, but they don't seem to actually be extracting oil from this bit up here. They're kind of ignoring it. And I'm wondering how... is there actually any way that I can make it so that they can extract a bit more oil from here? I'm sort of thinking there isn't. The patch there, pumping is our business. So they're extracting oil. They're extracting oil. But for the most part, we appear to be... it doesn't tell you what you're bringing in here. If I bring that one in... let me just pause it a second. I know what I can do. Wait for the train to come in. Here. Right, it's on its way in. This one is transporting cargo. It's not telling me what cargo. That's coming in there. So we've transported cargo that's come in. And transporting cargo to Portes. So that's unloading now. This one, it just doesn't have a name. So that one's now, that train there is on its way out. That's leaving the city. Yeah. That's on its way out. So it's only that's exporting a very small amount. We're bringing in, and look at these here. Look at these here. Right, we've got importing some forestry products, pallet fuels. This one here, importing oil products to Plastic Perfection. So that one is into refined oil. They're bringing it all in. Right. I think what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to change. So Gooseman X, we're definitely changing his specialization now. I'm going to go to here where, what is this? IT cluster requires 50% less workers, 30% more electricity, generates more tax. That's pretty cool. Remove the office specialization of the selected district and returns zones to their default state. Ooh, we'll have a look at the IT cluster bit in a little while. We're not going to do it just yet. Organic and local produce. This one here is tourism. This is specialized in leisure activities. Commercial zones.
Predict that a sinkhole could strike at any minute.
Ooh,
Residents should take precautionary measures.
Truck traffic is reduced. Increased electricity. Reduced garbage production. Produce 50% of sold goods locally. Commercial area to consist of buildings like organic produce shops. Okay, that's a commercial type thing. And then we've got no commercial specialization.
A sinkhole has occurred somewhere in the city. Stay out of harm's way and contact authorities with any information.
Residential, office, commercial, district planning, and then industrial specializations here. Right, we'll go back over and we'll deal with that sinkhole in a minute. You can't do specializations outside of the building zone. But it's not the whole building zone. It's outside of the, like, the set number of building blocks. So we can't, that's one bit that the mod doesn't allow us to do. We can build out, we can build further out. We just can't have specializations and districts. So Gooseman X is currently oil. If I have a look here, what have I got? I've got 519. Oh, what's that doing? Is that telling me, like, everything? I think it is. So forest. I could go with forestry for Gooseman X, and we go back to doing that. Fertile land we don't have here. Ores, there doesn't seem to be much in the ores or elsewhere. I got ores right there, actually. We haven't done anything with ores. I've done no ore extraction, and they've got a massive oil field down there that we could do something with. We'll see about building an ore district another time. So right now, Gooseman X is going to go back to being forestry. And then Dog Rocket over here, I know that it doesn't actually say that it's, you know, fertile agricultural land. That's more over there, but I'm curious what would happen if we would change this over to a farming zone. So let's do that. We'll change that to a farming zone. There. We'll see how this works, because the forestry and the farming, neither of those produce any pollution. It's completely different to that. There's no pollution produced. Look at the traffic we've got queued up down here. This is phenomenal. While that is just sort of starting to kick in, we're going to run over here. We don't need to worry about that at all. All I want to do is just connect that back up like that, as literally the only damage that sinkhole has caused. So then I will go over here, we will speed up time, and Gooseman X and Dog Rocket, all of this oil is now very, very quickly disappearing, and it's going to be turning into, we've got more forestry zone over here. We've already got a load of forestry there, but we'll start off with a small agricultural zone down here, and this is going to be more forestry here. I don't think we're overcrowding the forestry zones at the moment. I think we're doing all right with that. If you have a look at the natural resources, see, forestry appears to be like the agricultural zone. It's kind of self-sustaining, really. That one there, Woody's wood. We're just producing wood in here, and then this one here, we got pellet fuels. So we'll have some of that stuff being imported and some of it being exported. Like that train right there. 33%, that's export there, 33%. And I'm guessing then we'll be importing some stuff. I mean, what have we got here? This is exporting forestry products. And you are delivering forestry products to Frank's Fish Sticks. What is he delivering? I know what he's delivering. He's delivering sawdust. Frank's Fish Sticks is delivering sawdust over to... No, the forestry one is delivering fish sticks delivering, sawdust to the fish sticks so that they can use the fish sticks to make the sawdust. That's what's happening. Little bit, yeah, it's a little bit suspect, really. Don't eat the fish sticks. Lesson to be learned there. Don't eat the fish sticks. Now, what is happening over here? Are we actually going to be... That's bread and beyond. That is agricultural. And then we've got a couple more agricultural ones over here. We don't have any power at the moment because we don't... The buildings aren't connected together enough. So it's going to take a little while for the buildings to become connected together. See? They're just sort of looped out. We've got, like, this one here is joined in together. As soon as we get a few more buildings turn up over here, that's going to help the situation quite a bit. We do need the pollution to slowly disappear, but that happens fairly quickly, actually, I believe. Once the various different buildings, once they start sort of building upwards, and the trees have got a chance. The trees come back quite quickly, and they help to eliminate the pollution. You can see over here, we're already getting the trees growing back in different places. And this is like a forestry zone, and these trees are now starting to come back, and it's helping. It's reducing this pollution that we've got, all these issues with pollution, and it's going to help. We've still got no power over here, so these buildings are going to build and then just temporarily go out of business because there's no power. We're literally just waiting on power being produced over here. Once this expands a little bit over this side... Hang on. There. It's just got to wait for it to expand out off of there. I'm not doing anything else to help it. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to let that one go and figure itself out. Commercial zones. We do want some more commercial zoning. The housing down here is still doing well. They're still growing. We're still gaining people every week. We've got the housing for it. And there was another one that I was looking at. We go back to the industrial areas over here. So we've got at the moment, let's have a look. That office space right there. And then I'm All Ears Are You has got... Is that zone there? And then we've got on the road as another part of the zone. So this zone here, office specialization. I'm thinking that we could do all of this zone as office specialization. Removes the office specialization. IT cluster. Office specializations that change the office buildings into high-tech buildings. So I'll build some more offices over this side. And mostly do this little bit as offices, and then do the commercial zoning over here and over here. So on the road, here'll be a commercial specialization. We can do leisure, we can do organic and local produce, or we can do tourism. So I'm going to try organic and local produce for on the road in that area there. Then I'm All Ears Are You. He's going to have over here, we're going to be the IT cluster on this one. That's going to be IT cluster. And then I will go back to this. So that area there, I'm actually going to do all of this as office zoning. And I'll change this over now. And that's going to become office zoning as well. And I'll do those 3 there like that as office zoning. There, and then let's go back and have a look at this. So I've got those 3 as office zoning as well. And then we're moving into Randall White over on this side. And this here, this is going to be non-specialized commercial zoning. So we'll put that in there. See, well, I did originally say it was going to be commercial zoning, but this, I like the idea of having an IT specialist cluster in there. I think that's pretty cool, so we'll add that in as well. And then we put that one in, and that one in there, and then we just fill in these bits up at the end. So that is non-specialist commercial zoning there, and then this is specialized offices that we're building in here. All I'm All Ears Are You. Yeah, all of that is I'm All Ears Are You. We've got one little bit up there, non-specialized office blocks there that haven't been affected. They're part of Edward Jasper. And then on the road down here, this is all organic produce that we've got to do in here now, which is, again, it's going to be a little bit different. And then Brempool over on this side is standard, as well as McStallion and Edward Jasper there. So those are standard buildings there. So we've sort of got these zones. There's no, like, hard and fast lines on it, but we've got different areas in the city that are now going to have these different specializations. We'll see what that does for our city overall, whether it's going to add to wonderful jobs and things like that, or whether it's just going to cause us a load of problems and headaches. Down here, it looks like the power has actually reached out by quite a long way now. There we go. It's reached all the way over to here. So all we really need is someone to just build a house in here somewhere. That one will be demolished in a minute. And then they'll probably build another structure in here somewhere. So the farming and the forestry is coming back quite rapidly. And look at the pollution in the ground. The trees have already started... The trees have come back at a phenomenal pace here. They really have. See how quickly the pollution has dissipated in this area because the trees have all suddenly come back. I've got one pollution hotspot down here, which is being caused by the recycling plant that we've got there. And then I've got another pollution hotspot, again, because of a recycling plant. But the trees around the outside of that are going to sort of help to keep that in check. I'm going to leave it there, and we'll see how it kind of copes and develops, keeping that on there. Let's look over to this side. So we've also got the other specializations for this industrial there, residential down here. So there's no residential, or you've got self-sufficient buildings. Self-sufficient buildings recycle their waste and produce energy with solar panels and by other means. Consumes 30% less electricity, generates less tax. I don't like the generating less tax. See, this over here, the IT cluster, generates 30% more tax. It does use more power, but I got power coming out of my ears. I got plenty of power. Look at this, 2,500, and they're only using 1,400. So yeah, power is not a problem. And then in this one here, the tourism attracts tourists, causes noise. This one, commercial zones are active 24/7. This one that we've gone for, reduced garbage by 20, increased electricity by 20, truck traffic is reduced by 50, produces 50% of sold goods locally. Doesn't say anything about an increase in income from that lot, does it? We don't have sort of anything extra. Moderately, right, the oil right there, considerably increased tax income, required natural resource oil, increased ground pollution and electricity consumption. We're having to buy in all our oil for that at the end, so it kind of like slowed things down a bit on that. Then we got generic industry, or here, moderately increased tax income. Agriculture is slightly increased tax income, required natural resource fertile land. So I'm not sure what it's going to be like on the... We haven't got fertile land, we've just got the forest. Slightly increased and tax income. So if you specialize for industrial, you do get a increased tax income regardless of what you put in there. Which is an interesting thing to note, actually. That is ready sliced fruit in there. Now, I've not got agriculture. It doesn't say that this is agricultural land, but we've still got farms being built. They're going to be built slowly. It's not going to be built particularly fast, in part because we've now got a whole load of industrial land over here. All of these offices over here, these are industrial land. These are big offices. These are really big, tall offices. So you get into... Okay, so the IT thing... That seems to be like the main offices. If you put some of those in, that's actually pretty cool. I kind of like the idea of turning this island over here into that as well, because this is all... yeah, actually, this is office zone. 1977 Rugrat is all office zone. I like the idea of turning him into specialist zoning here for IT as well. No office. Let's do it. Let's turn 1977 Rugrat there into specialist IT office space. So remove, let's just take that away. It's going to take a minute. They're going to destroy all of the buildings that are here. All of these buildings that have carefully been established over time. Fine financial services and so on. They're removing the whole lot. So they're all disappearing. which means that as it's going to be a slightly increased demand for office space, we could get some of them popping up over here. And then this is the organic produce place. Over here, we got the Eco Center. Low density commercial building. Is this all low density? Ah. They're low density buildings in high density zones. Well, that's interesting. So are they all low? Is there something I missed there? Did I not read it correctly? Commercial area consists of buildings like organic produce shops, electric car charging stations and such. Produce 50% of sold goods locally. Truck traffic in areas reduced. Increases electricity consumption and reduces garbage production. Doesn't actually state that they are low density buildings. It just gives it the spiel there. These are... we got 2 of those side by side. They must be doing pretty well for themselves if they've managed to throw up 2 of them side by side. And then we take a look over here. Now, are you an IT one? You're a business planning company. Nope, that one's going. That one's on its way out. Angry Clans Mobile Games. Okay, I think that's a new one. That's one that's come into the city. Albatross Publishing. I don't know about that one. Live and Learn Trading. Then down here we've got the medical clinic, we've got the firehouse, we've got a taxi stand, and we've got the police station right out there on the edge. No, that one's gone. Albatross Publishing. Oh, I thought the mobile games was one that was being used. Why are you flooded? Building is flooded. The fishing pier is flooded. Let me move that one. That needs to actually just move up there a little bit like that. Then it shouldn't be flooded. It should be fine. Just needed to go up a little bit. The pier over here, this one should be fine as well. We've literally just got to wait now for 1977 Rugrat to start expanding. Ooh. Ooh, this is a problem. This is a problem. Our water is suddenly dried up because I don't have any power coming over here. There is an easy way. There is an easy fix. Fear not. There's an easy fix. So what I got to do is got to take you off there. Space already occupied. You're not occupied there, are you? Right, if I bring you over to there. Nope. And that one as well. Right, let's start that again. We'll put you to there and then page up like that. Down. Join you in there. And then also join you in there like that. So we join those in together, so I've got a backup power supply over on this side of the island. And then I got that little bit of power around there. The demand for the office space at the moment is fairly minimal. But we do need to be able to keep these powered on here. That's the only sewage solutions that we've got. And we don't really want any sewage going anywhere else. Certainly not at the moment. We've got our valley filling up here. Our population seems to be hovering at the moment about 124,000. I'm guessing it's going to start increasing at some point soon. We've got these areas here. Pretty soon, I think we'll come back to some more demand for commercial district. I think commercial district is going to be the first one that we're going to get demand for. Because we've got plenty of space over here for industrial. That's all filling out quite nicely there. We've got... that's moving out over to here. This bit up here doesn't have any power still. It will get power. So, the industrial land we don't need to worry about. And we also seem to have... the death waves that we were getting seem to now have ironed out and done fairly well with it. So, we're not really going to have to worry about them anymore. The cemetery has now finished emptying. And... see, in here... this one right here, we've got the Arc de Triomphe. I need 15,000 children in elementary schools. There is a mod that will unlock all of these. Now, I thought they stayed unlocked. Once you unlock them the first time in a game, they just stayed unlocked. But it would appear that this may not be the case. Because I increased a lot of these. I thought I unlocked everything. So I'll see about getting a mod for another time. I'm not going to do it now. But I will see about getting a mod to boost that up, and then we'll sort of see how that goes. Everything else in the city at the moment seems to be going fairly well. So I need to start thinking about the next piece. And, I mean, yeah, other than some farming land, because I did want to do a bit of farmland here somewhere, which I was kind of thinking there is a good spot, mainly because that's where we got some farming. But also over there would be a good spot for some farming. That's not that far away. I've got some stations along here, which would be made use of. All the rest of this over this side is not really agricultural land. We've got the ores, and that is, like I said, that's something that we've not done before. So maybe I could set up a farming zone here. No. I think that the farming zone needs to be up here, doesn't it? We need to put a farming zone up here, and I need to add in a train station up here, especially for the farming zone. Actually, I could start putting in that train station now so that I don't forget about it. So we want to put a train station there, and we want to drop you right in there like that. So then that one will bring the train station out, or the track will come out. That will come down this way and go up onto there like that. And then the other track will go straight across this way, and that's going to join here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do one that way like that, and then one this way like that, so that they can go either way on there. And I'm going to do the same on here. Just going to allow... Actually, that's got to come out sort of like that. There. So it will allow either way on there as well. So they can come in and go out in both directions on that bit. And then finally, I do want to just put a little bit of power across to there so that we got that station in place. And then this is now ready for building an agricultural zone up there. Probably we'll have a go at that in our next episode, although I can't guarantee that. We might not. Alright, it is joined at the bottom end. It's just not joined there, ever so slightly. I might have to just try and go across the road. Oh, hang on. Can I go to there? No. Let's go there. There we go. Right, so that's now joined in. We've got another train station in there. But anyway, that's all we've got time for today. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.